Thank you for joining. Lesson 95. I am one self united with my Creator. Today's idea accurately describes you as God created you. You are one within yourself and one with Him. Yours is the unity of all creation. Your perfect unity makes change in you impossible. You do not accept this, and you fail to realize it must be so, only because you believe that you have changed yourself already. You see yourself as a ridiculous parody on God's creation, weak, vicious, ugly, and sinful, miserable, and beset with pain. Such is your version of yourself, a self divided into many wearing parts separate from God and tenuously held together by its erratic and capricious maker to which you pray. It does not hear your prayers, for it is deaf. It does not see the oneness in you, for it is blind. It does not understand you are the Son of God, for it is senseless and understands nothing. We will attempt today to be aware only of what can hear and see and what makes perfect sense. We will again direct our exercises towards reaching your one self, which is united with its Creator. In patience and in hope, we try again today. Say, I am as God created me. I am His Son eternally. Tell yourself frequently today that you are as God created you, and be sure to respond to anyone who seems to irritate you with these words. You are as God created you. You are His Son eternally. Make every effort to do the hourly exercises today. Lesson 94. I am as God created me. Say the previous, and then say, light and joy and peace abide in you. Your sinlessness is guaranteed by God. Say that in reference to other people and see them. And then say it to yourself. Light and joy and peace abide in me. My sinlessness is guaranteed by God. You can do much for the world's salvations today. You can do much today to bring you closer to the part of salvation that God has assigned to you. And you can do much today to bring the conviction to your mind that the idea for the day is true indeed. Only God's plan for salvation will work. Lesson 71. You may not realize that the ego has set up a plan for salvation in opposition to God's. It is this plan in which you believe. Since it is opposite of God's, you also believe that to accept God's plan in place of the ego's is to be damned. This sounds preposterous, of course, yet after we have considered just what the ego's plan is, perhaps you will realize that however preposterous it may be, you do believe in it. The ego's plan for salvation centers around holding grievances. It maintains that if someone else spoke or acted differently, if some external circumstances or event were changed, you would be saved. Thus, the source of salvation is constantly perceived as outside yourself. Each grievance you hold is a declaration and an assertion in which you believe that says, if this were different, I would be saved. The change of mind is necessary for salvation, is thus demanded of everyone and everything except yourself. The role assigned to your own mind in this plan, then, is simply to determine what other than itself must change if you are to be saved. According to this insane plan, any perceived source of salvation is acceptable, provided that it will not work. Such is the ego's plans for your salvation. Surely you can see how it is in strict accord with the ego's basic doctrine. Seek but do not find. For what could more surely guarantee that you will not find salvation than to channelize all your efforts in searching for it where it is not. God's plan for salvation works simply because by following His direction, you seek for salvation where it is. But if you are to succeed as God promises you will, you must be willing to seek there only, and not seek where it is not, with the ego. Otherwise, your purpose is divided, and you will attempt to follow two plans for salvation, and they are diametrically opposed in all ways. The result can only bring confusion, misery, etc. Have confidence in your Father today, and be certain that He has heard you and answered you. You may not recognize His answer yet, but you are indeed. Be sure that It is given to you, and you will receive it. Go through your mind. Say, my grievances hide the light of the world in me. I cannot see what I have hidden, yet I want to let it be revealed to me for my salvation and the salvation of the world. Also be sure to tell yourself, if I hold this grievance, the light of the world will be hidden from me. If you are tempted to hold anything against anyone today. Lesson 69. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. No one can look upon what your grievances conceal, because your grievances are hiding the light of the world in you. Everyone stands in darkness, and you beside him. But as the veil of your grievances is lifted, you are released with him. Share your salvation now with him who stood beside you when you were in hell. He is your brother in the light of the world that saves you both. Today, let us make another real attempt to reach the light in you. Before we undertake this in our more extended practice period, let us devote several minutes to thinking about what we are trying to do. We are literally attempting to get in touch with the salvation of the world. We are trying to see past the veil of the darkness that keeps it concealed. We are trying to let the veil be lifted and see the tears of God's sons disappear into the sunlight. Let us begin our longer practice period today with the full realization that it is so, and with real determination to reach what is dearer to us all. Salvation is our only need. There is no other purpose here and no other function to fulfill. Learning salvation is our only goal. Let us in the ancient search today be